So I'm going to read a biblical passage that kind of changed a lot of the way that I think about the biblical story. I read this many years ago, but when I began to understand what the Torah was and started going back to the original context of the Bible, rereading this told me that the story of Israel is not over with, and they're not going to be wiped into the Mediterranean. So in Isaiah 60, it says, "Arise and shine, for your light has come, and the esteem of Yahweh has risen upon you. For look, darkness covers the earth, and thick darkness the peoples. But Yahweh arises over you, and his esteem is seen upon you. And the nations shall come to your light, and sovereigns to the brightness of your rising. Lift up your eyes all around and see all of them have gathered. They have come to you. Your sons come from afar, and your daughters are supported on the side. Then you shall see and be bright, and your heart shall throb and swell, for the wealth of the sea is turned to you. The riches of the nations come to you. A stream of camels covers your land. The dromedaries of Midian, of Ephah, all those from Sheba come, bearing gold, incense, and proclaiming the praises of Yahweh." Now, I got enthralled with Isaiah 60, 61, and 62 because the story of Israel has a culminating point whereby the nations actually come to this land and to this people, bringing gifts, almost like a great big giant wedding ceremony. So I wrote this little thing here because I believe this with everything in my spirit. And I'm just going to read it to you. It says, "Let me tell you why I keep my eyes on Israel and why I think you should too. This isn't about politics, and it's not about taking sides in modern arguments. It's about something much deeper, the question of why we exist in the first place. I've come to believe that what we're watching didn't start yesterday, and it didn't start with modern Israel. It started in the book of Genesis with Adam. From that point forward, there's a consistent thread of revelation unfolding, not random and not disconnected, but a deliberate unveiling of the one who created everything. And in that unfolding, Israel becomes central, not just a place on a map, but a people, a land, and a vehicle, if you will, by which God is communicating his purposes. Think about it. The scriptures came through Israel. The prophets came through Israel. Yeshua, Jesus, came through Israel. I say Yeshua, Jesus. I prefer Yeshua because of what his name was. They all came through Israel, and even the message that shaped the Christian faith came out of Israel. That's not coincidence. That's continuity. So when I look at what's happening today, I don't just see headlines. Really, I don't. I see continuation. The rebirth of Israel in 1948 wasn't just geopolitics to me. It was a marker, a signal that something long spoken about is still moving forward. There are promises about a time when Israel becomes a light and the nations take notice. And I believe we're watching the early stage of that. I don't claim to have everything figured out. Trust me, I don't. But I recognize the pattern, even the signs in the heavens, blood moons and solar eclipses, when they line up with biblical feast times or festivals. I pay attention. Not because I'm chasing signs, but because the patterns have always included them. Now, this isn't about fear and it's not about hype, it's about awareness. Because if this is a real ongoing revelation, then ignoring it doesn't make it go away. For me, this runs deep. I don't just think this, I feel it in my core. That what began in Genesis is still being announced today, and Israel is still at the center of the announcement. You don't have to agree with me, but I would say this: keep your eyes open, watch carefully, because history might not be random at all. A lot of times when I talk about Israel, the Christian world and people, who are not faith-based, they automatically go to the Jewish people. I'm almost always talking about what God is doing through the Jewish people, through the land of Israel. Always. Israel's no different than us. They're just as fallible and do crazy things, wars, fighting. Just read Kings and Chronicles. They were a mess, just like we all are. So I don't really hang my hat on the Jewish people per se. I hang my hat on what God is doing through them. And I really believe what I'm telling you. I believe it with more than anything. I really think that we are seeing an announcement from Genesis forward of the creator of everything that we know in existence revealing himself to us. That's what I believe. So enjoy your Sunday. For those of you who are enjoying Easter, enjoy your Easter celebration, your Resurrection Day. I celebrate Pesach, and I literally celebrate the commanded festivals of the Lord, and as outlined in Leviticus chapter 23. Anyway, that's my little spiel for this day. God bless you guys. Have a great day. Bye.